Yo, 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 what's good, everybody? It's your boy GD, the sports actor, and we're going to jump right into it. So today's Victory Monday because the New York Giants beat the Cleveland Browns 21-15. And that's awesome to see, man. The New York Giants with their first dub for the season, putting points on the board, offense looking spectacular, defense coming out with 8 sacks, looking just on fire. And we're going to dive right into it and dive into some of these highlights and some of the things that we can improve on. But we're going to start off with Malik Nabers. 2 touchdowns. Malik Nabers went 8 receptions for 78 yards, 9.8. He was averaging 9.8 yards per reception. And so that guy is just incredible. He's just an incredible player from training camp all the way into week 3, continues to show why he was drafted so high. He continues to, show why other teams are dummies and maybe they should have went after him since he did go 6th in the draft this past draft. And shocking to see a guy like this go 6th, because out of all the other rookies, wide receivers that were drafted, out of all the other rookies in general, Malik Nabers is by far probably Offensive Rookie of the Year and just playing out of this world. And so just amazing to see the contributions he's been able to bring to this team, the excitement that he's been able to bring to this team, especially after a tough loss like the one we faced against the Commanders, where they only won by 7 field goals. This was just nice, a great bounce back to be able to see Malik not only play offense well, but he's just a smart player. I mean, there were a couple of times where the ball was maybe going to him. One incident I remember, the pressure comes on, the Browns get to Daniel Jones and they hit his arm. He throws the ball up, and as the ball's coming down, there are 2 defenders on Malik Nabers in the area where the ball is coming, and the ball comes out sloppy, has a lot of air on it, so defenders are able to get up under there. What does Malik Nabers do? He runs over, knows that he can't make a play on the ball, and swats the ball down. I mean, that was awesome, because if the Browns had gotten the ball at that point, I believe it was 14 minutes left in the 4th, and they would have started the ball at possibly hour 45, if I'm not mistaken, and that would have, I don't know, turned into 3 points, turned into 7. Getting the Cleveland Browns a lot closer to that 21 total we had at that point. So it was really, really great play, really wise play by Malik Nabers, just to know what to do when the ball is not able to be caught, when it's just a bad ball that comes out and you make something happen and you turn into a corner and you play defense. So great to see. It was awesome to see Wan'Dale Robinson getting involved into the game too, with 7 receptions, 61 yards, averaging 8.7 yards. And Wan'Dale looked great. I mean, he didn't score a touchdown, close to though, very close to, but got a lot of first down, a lot of usage, a lot of, yak yards after the catch. And Wan'Dale really seems to be heating up and going in the right direction, as well as Devin Singletary. I mean, talk about a replacement for Saquon. You're not really going to get too many names, but the front office was genius in going to get Devin Singletary, because the amount of production, the amount of missed tackles, the amount of scoring he's been able to do has been phenomenal. It's almost like, if you're going to go get a guy for cheaper that can give you Saquon-esque type of production, Devin Singletary has been that guy. I can't deny it. He's a really good running back, and I'm super glad to have him. Not only is he running from the backfield, but he's also catching, these balls, catching screens, and just anytime you put this man in space, he's making that first man miss. It's just like, 26 from before. You're making that first man miss, and from there, it's all about who's going to try to tackle you next, because it's open field from there. And so really love the production that Devin Singletary is bringing to this game. Love to see Tyron Tracy get involved as well and get his chance to make some big plays there. And I really love to see Bellinger. Bellinger got in there, 1 reception for 17 yards, but it was a necessary pass and catch at that time. I believe it was a 3rd down, and we needed that. And Daniel Bellinger was there to save the day. We definitely want to see Theo Johnson get a little bit more involved. Jalen Hyatt, 0 catches, 0 yards, 0 TDs. We have to get Jalen Hyatt involved a little bit more, but with the way that we're starting to churn. It seems that we're starting to build a little bit of confidence, get, some of these curl routes, some of these check downs, focus on the run game. And as those start to develop, DJ is taking shots down the field. We have seen a few shots. While they might not be too many, they are 2, 3 shots are going down the field. And I would like to think those shots, those practice shots, are for Jalen Hyatt once we get a lot more production churning from some of the other guys. We did great today in not just utilizing the tight ends as just offensive linemen, but the tight ends today look like George Kittle and Kelsey. Give a chip block, hold them for as long as you can, and then you break off so you can become a wide receiver and give your quarterback another option. If some of the other receivers aren't there, he has that safety blanket with the tight ends. And so I really love to see the tight ends get involved. That was great to see. And as you saw with Theo Johnson, boy got some speed. Can definitely do something after he catches the ball to continue to get a few more yards and make some plays. Now, what I will say is that DJ, there were a couple balls that did come out that could have been thrown a little bit better. I mean, we had that Malik Nabers touchdown in the corner that I felt like was a bit too high, but Malik Nabers is going to do what he does and does a 720 or 360 or however many times he spins. He's spinning like a dreidel out over there in the corner and catches the ball, lands his 2 feet in. Just a beautiful. I hope someone got a picture of that and is framing it for him, because that was just that was a great catch. Very good catch by a ball that was placed a little bit high, but the ball got there, and you trust your wide receiver to go get it, and that's exactly what he did. And then you also have, when I say you could throw a little bit better, the Theo Johnson ball that was thrown his way was a bit too high in the end zone. A very catchable ball. Theo Johnson, I felt like maybe should have gotten it, but the ball also could have maybe been placed slightly better for him to be able to get that ball. But DJ is throwing some great throws, limiting his interceptions. I believe DJ maybe has a pick 6, maybe pick 6 and 1 interception, so 2 interceptions. And that was in the Vikings game, getting the rust out and whatnot. But other than that, he's just not making dumb plays. There was a moment there where he was able to, he was getting ran out of the pocket. I don't know if it was Myles Garrett was chasing him, but he was running out of the pocket. Center, he's in shotgun. Center hikes the ball. Unfortunately, the ball looked like it slipped out, came out wrong, goes up high. Jay scrambles to go and get it. And back in the day, he might have went and dropped on top of it, gotten sacked for a loss of yardage, but he scoops it up, continues to run in an attempt to try to make a play, save this play, and when he sees that nothing's there, he throws it out of bounds. And it's just bravo, DJ. Bravo for going out there and just not messing up. You played great. You really did play a great game. And so I believe I read Jay's stats, but we'll read them again. 24 for 34 versus catch and attempts. We have 236 yards and 2 TDs, 0 interceptions. I mean, what more can you ask from your QB? I thought that he played a great game and he did a lot of things well. Now, the one other thing I'm going to say is Eric Gray, Devin Singletary, let's hold the ball. I mean, Devin, this is the second fumble. You had one against the Commanders that was punched out. That one we could have, most likely sealed the game if that had never occurred. I believe you had crossed the first down and momentum switched after that. And the ball went back to Washington, who was able to get 3 points off of that with the kick. And then this game here again, another fumble while we're heading into the third quarter, coming back after the half. That's just something that you don't want to see, especially coming back after such a strong lead. You just don't want to give any of that momentum away. And Eric Gray, to start it off, the score was 21-15. I mean, 6 of those points came because Eric Gray, or 7 of those points came because Eric Gray fumbled the ball on a kickoff that he ran from out of the end zone. Could have just kneeled it, basically, but you made the decision to run it out, and the ball wasn't secured, and someone hit the ball and it popped out, and that's how we started off the game. And not only do you start off like that, defense comes out, first play of the game, Deshaun Watson to Amari Cooper in the corner. Wild. So, of course the game started in a Giants fashion, started a little bit wonky, but the boys got it together. Great drive, that first one to put 7 on the board. And from there, we compounded and did what we had to do. And by doing what we had to do, I just definitely want to commend the defense. I mean, the defense was spectacular. Spectacular defense play from this Giants team. I mean, we had 8 sacks on the day. Deshaun Watson was in a blender constantly trying to figure out where these stunts are coming from, constantly rolling out of the pocket because it's collapsing so fast. And it was just great. I mean, you had Dexter Lawrence with just so much pressure, which was awesome to see. If we go down the stats, let's look at the Giants sacks. We had Bobby Okereke, 0.5, Micah McFadden, 0.5. You have Brian Burns with the full sack, Azeez Ojulari with his own full sack, Kayvon Thibodeau, 0.5, Dexter Lawrence with 2 sacks, Rakeem Nunez-Roches with 0.5, Elijah Chapman with 1 sack, and Jason Pinnock as well with 1 sack. Jason Pinnock was killing it. And also it was a first career sack for Elijah Chapman, who is a undrafted rookie out of SMU. And so the guys just look great. I mean, across the board, a lot of pressures was coming from this Giants defense. Micah McFadden, a lot of blitzes, which I love to see, coming from Shane Bowen, just drawing up a lot of these blitzes. Micah McFadden was back there. Jason Pinnock was back there. One thing that I really enjoyed seeing was at one point, the pressure was so good up front that they started getting real creative. Brian Burns rolled out and essentially was playing what looked like to be a slot corner. Almost got an interception off of it, but I thought that was great. I mean, I could definitely see when you're not utilizing Brian Burns on a heavy pressure, dropping him back and having him, try to spy a tight end or a wide receiver or anybody laying in the flats. I'd rather him do that than Kayvon Thibodeau. I know Kayvon Thibodeau did that a bit last year where he was almost playing what seemed to be a linebacker position. But I thought that, Brian Burns looked great. I know I said that he needed to, churn up production, earn the contract, and this game, he definitely did. It made sense why, we got Brian Burns as a piece, and it really is falling together with just having an incredible front 4. And with that, you start to see improvement with Bobby Okereke and Micah McFadden as well. And the Giants are just looking spectacular. I really enjoyed watching the defense go out there and ball out. Now, I will say, though, when it comes to Deonte Banks, I give him a bit of grace because this is only his second year. Not only is this his second year, but he's also having to defend every wide receiver 1 on the opposing team every time. And I don't think that he's doing too horrible. Yes, you can say that Justin Jefferson was able to score, Scary Terry wasn't able to score, and then Amari Cooper had 2 touchdowns. But those guys, Amari Cooper, Justin Jefferson, these are top wide receivers in the league. These are top guys on top teams where the playbook is drawn to get them the ball. So things are going to happen for sure. But when it comes down to yardage, Deonte Banks is keeping these guys under 60 yards. Yeah, they're getting a couple passes in the end zone, 1 or 2 here or there. But in terms of being a disruptor, he's doing that. He's doing exactly that. Let's look up here, pull up. Amari Cooper, 7 receptions for 86 yards. So he had a good game. He had a good game, definitely, against Deonte Banks. And we're going to have to clean that up. From what I did see, though, as to why a lot of these things did happen to Deonte Banks, he has to learn how to turn his head around and spot the ball as well. Because there are a couple times, even a Dexter Lawrence, I believe, it wasn't a bat down, but he affected the trajectory of the ball. It was going to Amari Cooper, and Deonte Banks was perfectly aligned in front of it. If he had turned his head around, that was an interception, and we know our boy, he could run that to the house, pick 6. So he's really going to have to learn and work on just turning his head around and just trying to see where the ball is. But for now, I don't want to mess up his game. He seems to, he's always with the receiver. It's not like the receiver is leaving him by miles. So something is working to where he's sticking on them and he's watching them. He's directly just focused on them. But every once in a while, just, maybe just a peek to see where the ball is coming out from. I mean, with the line playing that the way that they are, we know the ball is going to be coming out quickly. We know that the front guys are going to get there, so it doesn't hurt to try to get a peek to see if the ball is coming your way so that you can better position yourself to make that interception. That was just one small thing that I saw a few times, even with that first play, Deshaun Watson throw to Amari Cooper for that touchdown. Deonte Banks was in a great position. He was right there, right in front of the ball, right in front of Amari Cooper. And if he had just turned around, instead of Amari Cooper being able to catch the ball with the one hand kind of on the helmet thing, I really could have seen, Deonte Banks swatting the ball, if not intercepting it again. So just a great performance by the New York Giants. Much improvement. Shout out to Brian Daboll for, putting in the last 2 weeks, shutting it out, getting your team ready to go against a good Cleveland Browns defense. I mean, that was a great test for us to see how we've improved, and we played great. And so now we take on the Cowboys on Thursday, and I'm seeing another W for the Giants. I really do think the Giants are a sleeper team, and that people are just so focused on a lot of our bad history that they're not seeing the good future that's right in front of them. So super excited for this matchup against Dallas. We owe them an ass kicking for sure. And Malik Nabers, before the season had even started, Diggs was sending some tweets out to Malik Nabers. Malik Nabers was replying. So I know he's excited for this game. I know he's ready for this game. But that is most of the breakdown that we're going to be giving for today. Just want to say, man, this win feels good. Great job by the New York Giants. Great job by the coaching staff being prepared. And, Shane Bowen, Carmen Brasillo, Brian Daboll, Joe Shane. Just want to call you guys out and just let you know you're doing a great job so far. I know, hot seat conversations and things like that, it's in the back of your mind, and you've definitely heard the rumors, but you guys played great, and we just need to continue to compound on more days and more performances. So that's the breakdown that I want to give. I do want to give a movie recommendation. Rebel Ridge was a great movie. You can check it out on Netflix. A lot of suspense, good action, good storytelling, and some good actors were involved in that as well. So if you're looking for something to watch this weekend, Rebel Ridge on Netflix is definitely one that you should check out. And the main actor in that one was a guy I haven't seen before, but he did well. Aaron Pierre. I thought he did really well. And then there was also Anna Sophia Robb, who you might remember from Because of Winn-Dixie, Space Mountain, and a couple other films. We got James Cromwell in there, who a lot of you may be familiar with as well. But it was a really good film. I thought they did a killer job on it. And that's my film recommendation. But I hope you guys tune back in. Hope you guys are liking the videos, liking the analysis. And let's get ready for another hard game on Thursday against the Dallas Cowboys at MetLife. So we're coming in with that fire. But let's get it, Giants. Appreciate you guys. I'm out.